Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode on Boundary Line Podcast. My name is Dillon Pink. I've got Sheldon Dougherty on the show with me, and we are back once again. Yes, for the World Test Championship. Officially started there between India and Australia, happening in England at the Oval. And it all comes down to this. It's all the last 2 years' hard work that both these teams have done. Eventually comes down to this test match. A lot of talk before the test match, as in the team combination, what the pitch is going to be. But before going ahead, guys, requesting everyone to please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and please do share this video with your friends, because we can see a lot of people there that are watching our videos but are not hitting the subscribe button, guys, or the like button. So please, guys, go ahead, hit the like button first, and we'll get straight into it. Then, Sheldon, my man, welcome back. It feels good to be back once again after the long tournament of the IPL. Feels like we guys have played it, but it's nice to have you back there, Sheldon. But India there, they won the toss, elected to bowl first. Good choice. And we'll come to the major questions there that everyone wants to ask, and everybody's probably speaking about it.
Yeah, Dil, I mean, it feels like the BGT again, right? We talked about earlier. We did numerous previews and reviews earlier, this year about those games. But yeah, World Test Championship Final, a big event, ICC event. We had general commentators as well, beautiful in England. And still, it seems like everyone falls into this trap in England, right? Overcast conditions, with the ball first. But how quickly do conditions change as well? And I just want to talk about that, Dil, because the game started overcast. Everyone, I'm pretty sure, thought it's a bowl first pitch. I thought at the start, bowl first pitch. And when you reach the end of the day and it's bright sunshine, and it's probably like the best time to bat in the test match as well. And that's just how tricky test cricket is. And I mean, in hindsight, it's easy to say they got something wrong, but I think everyone at the start would have probably said, let's bowl first, given how it looked, at 1:30 earlier today.
No doubt there, to bowl first on that kind of a wicket, because it was nice and green there, a bit of grass
Yeah,
left on it, and it was a no-brainer to bowl first there. But
yeah.
the big question, Sheldon, is the team selection there from both the sides there, and especially India, because a lot of chat before the test match, as in, should they play Ashwin? Should they not play Ashwin? Can they go in with two spinners? But in the end, Sheldon, I think they did the right thing in the end, by leaving Ashwin, because Jadeja, you can't leave that guy out, especially after him winning the freaking IPL there and the kind of form he's been in. You can't leave out that guy, right? And you would have to think that India made the right choice, right?
Yeah, it's a tough one. You probably look and everyone will say, I know everyone look and say Ashwin, number one ranked bowler, premier spinner in the world, he's got to play. But you can understand India's point of view because this is not in India, right? This is not a ranked turner. As we saw, it got pretty flat to bat on as well towards the end of the day. And I mean, you'd always like to have an extra seamer in England, like, four seamers and one spinner. Seems like the ideal bowling attack to have as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
obviously today it didn't work. And unfortunately, I don't think Thakur and Yadav were at their best today. But again, it got to a stage where honestly, even Jadeja in the end was getting hit a bit. So there's no guarantee if they played another spinner, it would have made a big difference. I think ultimately India did get their team balance right because even Australia playing one spinner and four seamers as well. So yeah, I think in hindsight, everyone can say now, yes, it was the wrong call to leave out Ashwin, but you can understand the call from India.
Absolutely there. Because everyone there were under the thing that, okay, is Ashwin going to play? Is he not going to play? But in the end, even I felt India did the right thing there, because looking at the pitch, like you said, it's not India. No brainer there. You got to play that extra seamer. And just imagine there if India had to go in with Ashwin and then Australia get this kind of a score there. That was gone. I think the
Yeah.
game would have been done easily right on day one itself. But I want to ask you regarding David Warner there. I thought he batted brilliantly, did all the hard work, but then in the end got out. And I thought India had those chances, to get Smith out early, to get Travis Head out early, but I don't know. That was just a bit wayward. They just bowled well, just a few overs, didn't apply enough of pressure on the Aussies there. So what did you make of that?
Yeah, I thought Warner's innings was actually one of the most important innings of the day, because I thought that innings when he made it, it was the toughest time to bat because it was
Yeah,
overcast. The
yeah.
pitch was very green at that time. The ball was seaming around. I thought Shami and Siraj, their opening spells were brilliant. They hardly gave Australia anything. I feel Thakur and Yadav's first spell kind of let India down a bit, especially Yadav early on. He was just leaking runs in the first session that too, Dil. When the ball's swinging around, you need your seamer to be on the money there. And I feel Yadav's opening spell kind of let Australia back in and end the session well because I think the second hour as well, Australia hit like 50, 60 runs after a very slow start in the first hour. So yeah, I think Thakur and Yadav didn't have their best day. But yeah, I thought Warner's innings was very good. And unfortunately, as it is in cricket, you're seeing it well, and then you nick off like, on the leg side to a pretty poor ball. And that's just cricket sometimes.
Absolutely there, Sharon. But coming to the big discussion on the episode today, Travis Head and Steve Smith. What an absolute knocks both these guys have played, Sheldon. Travis Head, I don't know what's this guy on. He's had a brilliant last few years, just playing at his best, Sheldon. Even when he came to India, he looked really good there for all the naysayers that he had, saying that he couldn't play Spain, he won't be able to play in India. He proved everyone wrong there. And now Sheldon just looks like he's batting on a different wicket there. Some of the shots really good. No high risk shots or something like that. Just playing the ball really, really well in the gaps. And Steve Smith, I mean, can't really say anything much about the guy, the champion, well and truly back.
I mean, on Steve Smith, I mean, I think I've had so many nightmares of him batting in England, when he comes, and it feels like it's going to be another long summer with him. And when Smith looks like that, he just looks so good. He's one of the greatest test batsmen ever. I mean, to think also he didn't even start off as a batsman. He was a leg spinner who batted number 8. I mean, what a
Insane.
crazy career he
Absolutely
had.
insane.
And now he's like one of the greatest test batsmen ever, almost Bradman-esque his stats, and he just keeps getting better and better. And he just looked like he could bat like another 5 days the way he was batting today. It wasn't his quickest or most fluent innings, but you just felt he knew he had to just be there. He was struggling a bit, he got hit as well, and it just seems like that wakes up Smith. But Travis Head, he came in at 70 odd for 3, and he just started counter-attacking from ball 1. I think he had 2 or 3 boundaries in like his first 10 balls, and he just looks so good. And remember when we were discussing Dil, early on, like before Australia even went to India, how Travis Head was left out in that first test. And it
Yeah,
just
yeah.
shows the form he's in, right? And what a mistake that was as well. The way he's played over the last year or two, he's been one of the best middle order batsmen. And I feel like looking at India, they'll probably think, oh, we're missing our left-hander in the middle order who was so good for us, Rishabh Pant as well. And you mentioned commentary, what a big loss he is for them as well, Dil, because how many times he played a similar knock for India in these type of situations, right?
Absolutely, Sharon, because that was my next question I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
India would be thinking, about Rishabh Pant because, like you said, he's done absolutely well for India there in the middle order. But Travis Head, I think, is just taking the game away almost from India there. And I don't know whether the pitch was nice to bowl on because, like you said, it was just that first hour and a half that it was good. But after that, I think it just got a bit flatter and just, so easy for the batsman to play on. But another important one, Sheldon, that I wanted to ask you was about the game moving ahead into the next day. What India's got to do, I think it's no brainer there. They have to pick up some early wickets, but if not, this partnership is looking dangerous. Almost 200 runs plus there, and we all know if Steve Smith bats another 100 balls, we know what can happen, right? And Travis
Yeah.
Smith is looking really good. What's the game plan going ahead for India? How do you think they need to approach this game?
Yeah, I think India just got to go for wickets. I mean, they obviously can't control, how the pitch is going to play, but I think just trying to be positive, don't give up or anything because if Australia can bat well and India gets similar conditions to bat on, surely India can, make as many runs. Remember in Ahmedabad when they played on a pretty flat pitch, Australia made a big score and India followed it up with an even bigger score. So I mean, there's no reason for, India to feel like, oh, it's a big loss. I think they need to start well with the ball tomorrow. You can't start off poorly tomorrow and then that just sets the tone for the day. Definitely need a wicket early because if Head and Smith bat, I mean another hour or so, they could easily take the game, well ahead, for Australia. So yeah, that first hour will be important for India to pick up some big wickets tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be really important there for India tomorrow, especially in that morning session there. They'd have to pick
Yeah.
up a few wickets, try to restrict Australia to around 450. But Sheldon, is this the game for India? I thought this partnership was really good there between Travis Head and Steve Smith. It's almost like, you could see it in India on the field today, just towards the end. They had no answers. They had tried everything. So just
Yeah.
imagine tomorrow if this happens and these two guys are still batting after the morning break there. That would be really bad for India, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's psychological because India, as we know, they've played Australia numerous times and they've come back from various situations. But of course, this is a final. This is an ICC final. It's a big match. More pressure. Obviously, you're not just playing, for a series when you're playing for that ICC mace as well. So that's another factor to take in. How do India react tomorrow? I think India have shown a lot of character, in many series, and also I think yeah, India should try tomorrow, and I think they can come back. I think they just need a positive start, and you never know. Anything could happen. It's only the first day. As we know, Test cricket is a long game. So It's 5 days, 4 more days. India, okay, maybe they lost the first day, but surely they got to try to win the second day and get back into this game.
It's definitely a long test match as well. 5 days, 1 day done, 4 more days to go, and then we'll have the winner there. But that's the thing. Test cricket is so tough. Like you were mentioning, India get another chance at this, and hopefully they can do it. But if not, I thought Australia played absolutely brilliantly today. Put under the pump there in the first star. But Travis Head, Steve Smith, brilliant knocks there. But Sheldon, an important one there. If Travis Head and Steve Smith are batting like this, I'm sure Brendan McCullum, Ben Stokes must be watching this really closely, because this is looking dangerous now if these two guys get a big score here.
Yeah, Dil, I was thinking that. I was like, oh my God, Smith again. How are England going to get him out? They're probably having nightmares. The bowlers probably shouldn't be watching today. And I mean, Travis Head, the way he played was very. I'm sure Brendan McCullum would love to have Travis Head in his team. The
Oh
way he was
yes.
playing,
Oh yes.
he would fit right into the middle order. The way he bats, and it was just like so exciting to watch as well. The way Head was batting, it was like, could you tell it was the final? The way he was batting so positively, and he was playing a bit
Exactly.
rash
Yeah.
outside stump as well, and it
Yeah.
almost felt like it was just a casual game for Travis Head. And I think that's exciting as much. And still, can you imagine if they are playing like this and England are playing like this, and it's fast scoring like this? That could be one hell of a series if both teams play like that. So yeah, exciting times ahead.
Exciting times definitely ahead. We'll have to wait and watch what happens tomorrow as day two comes up. But that's it from us, guys, on Boundary Line Podcast. Thank you so much for watching the video. Do stay tuned for more updates and follow us on Instagram. The handle's down there in the description. And we'll see you soon tomorrow. Bye.